The kintai bridge, a beautiful opening to a splendid end. Around the world, we can find many types of bridges, but I'd like to talk to you about arc bridges. This is a bridge with adamant at each end shaped as curved arc. These bridges work by transferring the weight of the bridge and its loads partly into a horizontal truss restrained by the abutment at either side. Arch bridges were used by the Romans to transport water to their cities. In this kind of bridges, the load is transferred partly down in the ground and partly out to the elements of the bridge to either side of the keystone. There are many more types of bridges, like reader bridge, lenticular bridge, portal bridge, slat bridge, etc. A bridge is a structure built to span physical obstacles such as a body of water, valley, or road for the purpose of prudent passage over the obstacle. There are many different designs that all serve unique purposes and apply to different situations. Most bridges are used to allow the vehicular, pedestrian or railway connection between two sites that are separate. On this occasion, I'm happy to tell you about an arch bridge that allows opening to a very famous castle in Japan. Starting in the year 1600, time and time again, people have tried to build a bridge across the Nishiki River, but every time there was high water, the bridge was washed away. They realized that the bridges washed away when driftwood pushed against the piers and broke them down. They studied how to build an arching bridge with no piers. Four stone-walled islands were built spaced across the river to support five spans. Piers were built at the two ends of the bridge, where the current was weaker, but in the middle, three arcs were built without piers. From the time of its connection, it took almost a decade of research, experiment, and test construction before the bridge was complete during a period of 3 months in 1673. The elegance of the firm inspired the name kintai, which means gold brocade sash, because of a similarity to the traditional nishiki obi for kimono. The bridge is located on the foot of Enti Yokohama, at the top of which lies Iwakuni Castle, in the city of Iwakuni, in Yamaguchi Prefecture, in Japan. Kintai Bridge was originally a bridge to the main gate of the castle. Kintai Bridge is an arch bridge. The main structural elements are the five arcs, extending a tuck for stone piers, each arc with 5 meters width, 6 meters height, and spanning 40 meters. This bridge is used to allow the crosswalk. The bridge is composed of five sequential wooden arch bridges on four stone piers, as well as two of wooden piers on the dry riverbed where the bridge begins and ends. Each of the three middle spans is 35 meters long, while the two end spans are 35 meters for a total length of about 175 meters, with a width of 5 meters. For nearly 300 years, the many versions of the bridge stood without the use of metal nails. This was achieved by the careful fitting of the wooden parts and by the construction of the thick girders by clamping and binding them together with metal belts. The main wooden parts of the bridge were conversed by sheets of copper for additional durability. Sheets of the copper were laid over the main wooden parts of the bridge after it was built. The shape and weight of the bridge made it extremely strong at the top, but incredibly weak from underneath. To address concern that flood waters rushing along the river would destroy the bridge in its entry, the bridge was designed so that the wooden parkway merely floats on top of its frame using mortise and tenon joints. This allowed rising flood waters to lift out the wooden pathway and carry it off down a stream while sparing the main structure. The arcs were built using metal straps and clamps for a structure of incomparable workmanship. Kintai Bridge was built by the third Lord Kikawa Hiroyoshi. This bridge was extremely advantageous to the warlord of the time, who was in charge of its construction, because thanks to this bridge is created that connection to the castle where he resided. However, the disadvantage broke many years after it was destroyed by a violent typhoon. Nevertheless, it was later rebuilt and improved, and today is a very advantageous for the whole country, as it is a well-known tourist spot in Japan and brings a significant income for the community. For both the bridge and the castle have a monetary fee for passage and entry to this important national monument of Japan. The Kintai Bridge Festival is held on the fourth Sunday of April each year. This is when cherry blossoms across the nation burst into magnificent color, and the 3,000 or so trees around the bridge in Iwakuni, Japan, are no exception. Scores of people dressed in traditional samurai costumes and parade across the bridge, and thousands come out to admire the cherry blossoms and picnic along the riverside. In addition to the Kintai Bridge Festival, that dates to the time when only samurai were allowed the cross to bridge. You can enjoy the ancient practice of cormorant fishing under the bridge at night during the summer months. This traditional activity, involving a unique bond between fishermen and beer, has been going on in Japan and China for centuries.